Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to award season. We have some guests today. We have director Daniel and we have Josie. You're an actress, right?
I do it all. I've directed and acted.
She's
Okay.
the other half. She's the better half.
Okay, so be in store for a good episode. This is award season. So we were back, and what are we watching? What are you guys watching? What are you guys on TV? You know, what you see on TV?
I was watching The Shy. I watched The Shy.
Yeah, The Shy is good.
I like that. I like Lena. I like what they're doing. I like, this inner city stuff. There's a little drama like that.
Okay.
What else?
I'm obsessed with Bridgerton. I must have watched it like 6 times straight through.
You
I have not watched that yet.
All the episodes 6 times?
Straight through.
Wow.
Wow.
I watched it again.
Yeah. I just.
Yeah.
What do you love about it?
I love the storyline. I love the romance. I'm a romantic person, so I love the wardrobe, the music. Are you kidding me? The music.
Yeah, I like how they did the. It was kind of like hip hop, current day music, but in a classical feel. Like I love that. Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed in like the second episode. I was like, oh, they were playing Ariana Grande one episode, and I was like, yo, I know this song. Like, it's kind of
music, like it was. Music,
yeah, it's really cool.
I have to check that out. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's dope.
I know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not really into it, but it's a good show. The writing is good.
I think it's
the
beautiful.
cinematography.
Are you looking forward to the
And
second?
it is sexy.
Are you looking forward to the second season?
Oh my god, I cannot wait. I
No.
will be the first to watch.
No, they cut my man out.
Oh, so what do you think? What do you think's gonna happen like for the second season?
Are
I
they
mean-
gonna have a second season?
But
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have a.
They're
They're shooting it right now. Yeah.
Oh, they
I
are.
don't understand.
They're shooting
How
it
are
right
they gonna do
now.
Without him.
With their,
They
that was the
weren't.
plan.
He was gonna be limited anyway. That's
Right.
I think the reason why he didn't probably
What's
want to
going on?
come
Was he
back because
killed?
they
Oh
were
my
trying
God.
to get him to do like 3, maybe 4 episodes on a limited capacity because they're focusing actually on the brother. The brother is now trying to, I guess, get married or pursue a marriage now. So this season
That was
gonna
the
be
plan.
focused on his thing.
Wow. So
That was
His
the dude-
storyline.
The dude just
That was the
got
plan all
all
along.
the attention, man.
He stole the show.
Yeah, he did.
Really
He absolutely
did. He's
did.
up
Yeah.
for a nomination, right?
Yeah, he's got an Emmy. He's got an Emmy nomination. Yeah,
wonder
Reggae
how
Jean.
he-
Remember I was saying Reggae Jean? Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder how he gets out of that contract, though.
Well, he had a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, he had a 1-year deal. So he had all the leverage. He had all the power. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the other shows that you guys feel like were overlooked for the Emmys? I mean, we all took a look at the Emmys, and Snowfall. Why?
Straight like that, man. No chaser. Come on, man. That brother, the British kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damson Idris, I think it's. Yeah,
The
Damson.
West Coast accent.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
of course, my boy Harlem's own, Uncle Jerome.
Uncle Jerome. He from Harlem?
Yeah, that brother from Harlem. Man.
Oh, okay.
He used to be an usher at the Apollo.
Oh, that's right. You
Okay,
know?
okay.
Yeah. Eamon Joseph.
That's right.
All right.
Amen, you're right.
Uncle Jerome.
Yeah, with the Jerry Curl.
How
Yeah.
many, how many
Yeah.
seasons does so far? 2?
4.
It's
No, it's 4
already.
seasons.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm really actually looking forward to the next season because, when they went down, I think it was to Alabama. No, it wasn't Alabama. It was like Arkansas or something.
Oh, yeah.
It was Arkansas, right?
Right,
They went to Little Rock. Yeah. And it was showing how they're developing the whole crack epidemic in different states. What really, really had me fascinated is how the young, the brother who was like the boyfriend of the sister or the cousin that they were introducing it to, he was like, yo man, what you got us into? Like he was skeptical. He was the one that's skeptical.
You're
I
right.
kind of feel like he's gonna be the one next season that's gonna give them problems. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're
because
right.
yeah,
He was
because
the only one that was not on
Yeah.
board. And he was very skeptical, like you said,
Yeah.
questioning everything.
I think it's
Yeah.
really special also that because it's supposed to be, based on Rick Ross. So you would've
Oh, I
thought-
didn't know that.
Yeah. So you would have thought that
Yeah.
the second season would have been the end of it because Rick Ross got busted and did 20 years or whatever.
yeah. But he did have like a 6-year run, and he was connected to the what was it? The what's that guy's name? From Colombia?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Escobar. Yeah, he was connected to Escobar. Well, through proxy, through some government officials who were basically giving drugs to those guys. You know,
So each season is connected to each one.
well, it just shows how the federal agencies were funding the drug trade, basically to fund the Iran-Contra in the whole war, you know, all that stuff that we found out through Oliver North in the late 80s, whatever, early 90s, that they were basically, you know, selling drugs to fund the war. They had to find ways, because we were actually going through a recession to some degree in the 80s, and, you know, Reaganomics was not helping a lot of people in the middle class. You know what I'm saying? So crack actually funded the entire war. And they were flooding it through the urban communities. And the only reason why, like if you look at right now, and this is just segue, this has nothing to do with the war season, but if you think about the way the pill pandemic, like the way
Opioid?
the opioid crisis that they have, whatever, they're stomping that right now. They're stomping it. They're giving all kinds of aid. They're focused on it. I mean, come on, we know why. But they didn't care about other people.
Exactly.
You know? And how they were going to be affected.
Exactly.
You know?
So I do have one more.
Yeah.
I think that Mary J. deserved some sort of acknowledgement and power.
Okay.
You know,
She did get an NAACP award, and she won. Yeah, she won for the NAACP award, but I do understand what you're saying.
So
you know?
Power has 4 different universes, and they didn't get acknowledged at all in anything.
Yeah.
He talked about that.
Yeah.
Even Tommy, and he was
Yeah,
great.
he's good. He's good. I just feel like they're not really going to appreciate that show until maybe 5 or 6 years from now, when some kids who are like 12 and 13 start watching it. Kind of like how Breaking Bad had a second life, because Breaking Bad ended in 2013. But Better Call Saul right now has gotten people revitalized watching Breaking Bad, and they're realizing, because I watched Breaking Bad after it went off, and I was hooked, and that's why I started watching Better Call Saul as well.
I couldn't get into Better Call Saul. I couldn't get into it. I loved his character in Breaking Bad, but when I tried to watch like the first couple of episodes, I just was like,
Well, it's just a little slower, and I think that they did the pacing of that because they just wanted to be able to stretch it, because it's not as much going on and there are less characters. You know, but it's now really, really, really good.
I heard it was.
It's really, really good. It's one of those shows that, you know, it creeps up on you, because they only do 10 episodes a season, but I say every 3rd or 4th episode, there's always like a turning point that it's like they're like a formula with it. It's like they have some kind of turning point that makes the show go from being kind of slow and formulaic to like really good.
What season are they on right now?
Oh man, I want to say, I would say Better Call Saul's on like 5 now.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's really good. It's really good.
Doesn't the Spanish dude come back? That he's in the beginning.
Oh yeah. You're talking about the Giancarlo's.
No.
You're talking about Nacho. No, was it Nacho?
Chapo or something like that.
Yeah, the one that's like
He was in
the one that got killed. Yeah,
Yeah.
But he's still alive.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
He was good.
And it shows how the guy ended up in the wheelchair and couldn't speak. It shows that as well. Remember the guy who ended up blowing, for the spoiler for those who haven't seen Breaking Bad.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Go ahead.
Giancarlo Esposito's character ends up getting blown up in a hospital. Okay, and the person that kills him was the kingpin who was in a wheelchair, who basically had a stroke, and how he had a stroke was because one of his men gave him some pills in his food because he was trying to kill him. Why he was trying to kill him? Because his father was in debt basically to the guy, and you know he was trying to get his father's business and all that type of stuff. So
Has he gotten an Emmy yet? Giancarlo?
no.
Really?
He got nominated though. He got nominated.
And he plays
Westworld, right?
no, he plays in Godfather of Harlem. He plays.
Oh yeah, he plays Adam Clayton Powell.
Adam Clayton Powell.
We never talked about that. Adam Clayton Powell's character. I mean, his character in Godfather in Harlem is so dope, man. And that show is dope. That actually should be recognized
How
too.
come he doesn't get any awards?
Not even
He's been acting for a long time.
Honestly, I just feel like School Days. Yes. Yes.
Do the right thing.
That was the right thing.
Mo Better Blues.
Mo Better Blues.
He was in Mo Better Blues. People don't recognize. He was the he played the trumpeter who he wasn't a trumpeter. Was he a bass?
I think it was bass.
He was a bass, right? But he had the interracial relationship with the foreign woman, the French woman.
Right.
And that was one of the first interracial relationships that they were showing kind of in that way. You know what I'm saying? It was just regular.
Fever, the movie?
Yeah, I mean, Jungle Fever came after.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So
was.
which one? Because isn't that the one where they were messing with him in the dressing room?
Yes, that's it. They were messing with him for dealing with a white woman.
Let's do the right thing.
No, that's Mo Better Blues. Mo
Mo
Better Blues. Yeah.
And you know what's funny? Did you see Sophie Blow?
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
Did you see Reggae? And he's in the band. We're talking
Oh
about our
yeah,
lead
you're
from
right.
Bridgerton.
You're right. He's in it.
He had hardly any
Yeah.
lines, so it's kind of easy to
Yeah,
miss.
that's crazy. Yeah, you're
But
right.
I
He's in it.
noticed him.
Yeah, and what's that lady's name? She's was married to. She's on the Housewives. Was it Desperate Housewives? She was married to the basketball player.
Vanessa Williams.
No, the Spanish woman. I'm trying to remember her name. Gloria. She was married to the basketball player on the Spurs. Longoria. Eva Longoria. Eva Longoria. She
actress.
played the wife. Remember the wife of the guy,
You're
the
right.
band leader?
You're
She was the
right.
wife, and she was funding the whole thing.
She's executive.
She was the one funding it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
that
for
was, she was in
her.
it
And
too.
she took such a humble role.
Yeah, it was a kind of a small role, but she was important. Whatever.
I love Eva Longoria. I didn't know you were speaking of her. I didn't know she was married to an athlete.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was.
to
Tony Parker, briefly.
Yeah,
I don't
briefly.
follow
Yeah,
those
because he ended up cheating
Yeah,
with
cheating
Brent
on-
Barry,
Yeah.
Brent Barry's wife.
Oh, no.
I mean, we're very
Wow.
rough. We're very rough. Yeah, but
Shots fired. Shots
yeah,
fired.
yeah. But
I got one more for you. The Good Lord Bird.
I never heard. What is that?
Yeah, so that's
The Good Lord Bird.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so that's what's his
Not
name
recognition.
from Training Day, Ethan Hawke.
Yes, Ethan
Okay.
So
Hawke.
he plays
He's the lead.
the slave John.
Oh yeah, heard about that.
John,
Yeah.
what's his name? The guy that at Harper's Ferry that he wanted to free the slaves.
Oh, the guy who was doing the mass killing all the slave
Yeah,
owners.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he did.
I know what you're talking about. That character's legendary, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, man, I
But
can't
the
see it.
storyline is interesting about this young boy that plays it as a girl.
So what happened? So what happened was this. So they found the memoir of this guy. I can't remember his darn name. I should know John. Oh, I can't believe I can't remember his name. So they found the memoirs of a church that was burned down. There was a tin box under the pulpit.
Okay.
It was the diary of this young character who was born male. So when you first start to get into it, you think it's like some transgender stuff, but it wasn't. It was the character was born male, but when Ethan Hawke's character, when he comes across him, he's androgynous, so he's 10 years old.
Okay.
And you can't really tell if he's a male or female.
Got it,
There's
got
a
it.
shootout in the barbershop, and during the shootout, the young kid's father gets killed.
Okay.
And what's his name? The lead actor? Ethan Hawke grabs the young kid and runs off and mistaken him the whole time for a female.
Okay.
And so the young kid goes along with it, wears dresses and everything because she's afraid of getting killed.
Okay.
Because he's killing everybody, but
Got it.
the young kid doesn't realize that he's like, you're free. And the kid is just kind of like, what? So the kid rolls with him the whole time.
Got it.
And these memoirs are that kid's story.
Wow.
So,
And is this a series?
yeah, it was a
What network is it on?
It sounded like it was Showtime. I think it was Showtime.
The Good Lord Bird. This is recent? Or-
Yeah, recent. What's it?
Like this is like on now. We can watch it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
okay.
last-
It was last year.
Yeah.
It came out last year.
Oh yeah, I need to check that out. Yeah.
It's very interesting. I think it's
Yeah.
I can't believe when you hear his name, the guy's name, the civil rights leader, basically.
No, I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the last name like you're saying, but he was legendary. It was almost like he was like the white version of the character that Nate Parker played.
Yeah, that's right. And it's also
Birth of a Nation.
it's
Yes.
also the story of Harper's Ferry because at the end they break into Harper's Ferry, which was a military
Okay.
base where all the guns were.
Got
That
it.
was his plan. His
Yeah.
plan was he was going to get all the slaves from. He came from Connecticut. He went down and tried to free as many. They had a gang and they were going in there to get the guns, and then they were going to take over and eradicate slavery.
Got it,
When
got
he
it,
gets to
got
Harper's Ferry, basically they don't make it. The military gets there, and then
You're right. That one didn't
So-
get enough attention.
no.
The Good Lord Bird. Okay, so
So those are my
yeah, definitely, if you get a chance to watch The Good Lord Bird, and you said it's on Showtime.
Showtime.
Yeah,
Showtime.
we gotta definitely check that out. I will. I hope you do too. All right, so welcome back. So Josie, what are your picks? Like, what's a show or a movie that you felt was overlooked?
Well, I could say it's bittersweet, as I was explaining. Malcolm and Marie, I felt it didn't get enough recognition. I felt it was well filmed. Like, the cinematography was outstanding. The acting was superb. There was 2 characters the entire film, so you know that they had to carry it for it to get the, people to watch it for 2 hours? How long was that?
Plus.
It was an hour. It was about an hour and 35,
Are you
hour and 40
sure?
minutes. Yeah, I watched it. It was about an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah.
And they shot it during COVID, but they shot the movie during
Yeah,
COVID.
they shot, and I think it was shot in like 12 days or 10 days or something like
I
that.
love
Pretty
their
quick.
camera angles. How fun was that? They were
Yeah,
they did
yeah,
all these
yeah.
really great fun.
They used the
angles.
space well. Yeah.
They used this space really well, and it was beautiful space.
Mhm, yeah,
And
yeah.
the fact it was in black and white was so classic.
Mm-hmm.
The actors were amazing.
The scenes were really good.
The scenes were very detailed. The dialogue,
Yes.
very good. Actually, and that's why I said it's bittersweet, because it had me feeling. I was in my field.
She was
I was in-
all
You're in your feelings.
I couldn't help it.
Like, because we go through that when we watch
Exactly.
movies together.
It was
like,
Yeah.
way too
shows,
real.
Like,
Yeah,
personal.
yeah,
She
yeah.
was like, would you ever do that? I'm like, this is a movie.
Well, for those who don't even know about the movie, it is, just to give us a small synopsis. You know, you can explain it. It's about a couple that come home from an award show. The husband, or the boyfriend, Malcolm, is a director. He wins an award, and he doesn't thank his girlfriend, who,
wow.
in, I guess her belief, is she was the muse behind his story. Like, there was a character that he based or
She
they were
inspired him.
she inspired.
Like, it was loosely
Well-
based off her, according to the character. She
in
said
his
that was her.
in his belief, or in his
Defense.
defense, he named several other women
did.
that it was a microcosm. Like, she was a mixture of other women as well. And as a writer, I understand that, because with my lady right now, I'm writing a piece right now that it can be loosely. One of the characters can be loosely about her, but it's not really, because it's about several experiences throughout my life that I've actually blended together.
I understand.
So you take bits and pieces as a writer. You kind of watch people, and you take bits and pieces of everything that you find that's interesting, and you kind of throw it in there to get a real nice gumbo character.
It's like a
Gotcha.
recipe.
Well, that's the creativity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're inspired by real life, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
People around you can add to a character that you develop that's based off all these. So I understand that too.
Yeah. You know what I really liked about that piece is the fact that every time you thought that they were done, there was something, and it's so real, because
So real.
Daniel, being married, that. Like, I saw this meme the other day where it had a Beyonce picture, and it was basically Beyonce sitting in a seat, and it was like the man is looking at her, and she's like, he thinks he's going out, but it's fighting time. And it's like, I've had that look where I'm about to leave, and I know I'm about to get into a long, drawn out conversation. about something.
Round 2.
And
Yeah.
boy, they were doing that a lot. I
Yes.
Yeah, they were
Exactly.
really good.
Oh,
the
my God.
one in the tub, the scene in
Yes,
the tub,
yes.
that was
That was
incredible.
Yes.
intense.
It
Oh.
was.
Stuff he was saying, because
Yeah.
you got to pay attention.
brutal.
He
Yeah.
was saying
He was
some
going
nasty
in.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she came
He got
back
real
with her stuff
nasty.
too.
Yes.
I don't think
yes.
she's as nasty as he
She
was.
did before the scene before that. I forgot which one it was, but she said some slick stuff.
Wait, hold up. You thought he was tamer than, or she was? You thought
You know
she was
what?
worse than him, or he
I mean,
wasn't?
he
Right.
said women were emotional, and he said some things that were like
scene
blows,
at the
like
top, the
like
scene
if it was
Yeah.
with a fizz, it'd be like 2 to the belly, like it'd be like
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and
She
uppercut.
was saying some slick stuff too.
But at the same time, I felt he was definitely trying to make amends, right? What you say?
Yeah.
I felt when he was trying to make amends. See, I'm a sucker. If he's trying to, like apologize or whatever.
Right.
I'm more susceptible to open to hear him
Yeah.
and to make.
You
'cause
hear
I
him
want
out.
peace, but she was not having it. She wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah.
stay in her feelings. She wanted to stay angry. She felt her feelings were valid, and he wasn't
Yeah.
acknowledging.
Well, I believe, just by watching it, being devil's advocate, I believe she was justified, because for you to get to a moment like that and for you not to think you're a woman, I just couldn't imagine. You know, that's the person you're supposed to, like, your mother, her, or her, your mother. Like, it's just what it is. So I couldn't imagine that being a situation. So I understand her hurt, and I understand her being, and the fact that she had to address it before he did. And the way he addressed it was like in a defensive mode.
Yeah,
Because
that didn't help. That did not.
yeah.
He did try to apologize, though.
He tried a few times. I gotta give it to him. A
Yeah.
few times.
She was like, bitch, he's trying to apologize. Why don't you?
I was getting annoyed. I'm yelling
Yeah,
at him
yeah,
on TV because I'm easygoing. Like, if I hear it's sincere, and I really felt he was being sincere, to be
Well,
honest with you.
was it the first time? Did you feel it? Because the first time I didn't feel
A few
it.
times. The
It
first
was
time it
more-
was defense. Like you
Yeah, the
said.
first
He
was the,
being
yeah.
defensive,
And
so
I
yeah,
think
nobody's gonna hear that.
because it was the first time, like, I think the first time they ended up kind of like almost making up a little bit.
Yeah,
they were
kissing.
closing up a little bit, whatever. He thought it was over, and then it wasn't over.
She went in the room.
She started to think
Did she
about
go in
it.
the room,
She went
or
in the room.
she went in the room?
And then he sat down and ate the macaroni and cheese.
Yes, yes,
Right, but
that
then when
she
he
made
went-
for him.
Yeah. But then when he went back in the room and he
Yeah.
was like, well, he could feel it. Because I was kind of like, what the heck is going on? I thought we were done.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the movie was just getting started. So I didn't know this was going to be about an
movie.
argument.
Yeah, it would have been a short. It would have been a short. Yeah.
And he's like, you got something to say? Then say it. So she just blasted off.
I gotta
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
this.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's intense, and it was
I gotta-
beautiful.
I gotta
Like
watch
I said,
this.
it's visually stimulating as
My
well.
my favorite scene though was it was like she basically took the scene that he wrote, and it's like when she had the knife.
Oh, that was
So she
so
took the
good.
scene that he wrote, and she basically, and he said, well why did you fucking do that in the audition?
That
It was so
intense,
good.
'cause she
It was so
acting
good.
and he
Yeah,
did it
yeah,
with real,
'cause-
like she came to like realness.
Yeah.
But she was acting, and he was like,
Yeah, but
she
the
could
thing
have a
about
part if she-
the audience believes
Yeah.
that this is what she's saying is real. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is this girl like, what is going on?
Yeah.
She's crazy, like she's nuts. And then you find out she's like acting.
That
Yeah,
was very good.
For me, though, I don't remember all the details of it, but it was when they went outside. I think he woke up and he was looking for her, and she was outside. When
Yeah.
he went outside, that shot, because he just went up the
Oh, when he
stairs
hugged her
next-
behind her, when he went behind her and hugged
Yeah,
her.
but
Yeah.
just even the shot, because first he couldn't find her. And then when, you know,
Yeah.
because they're in like Santa Barbara or wherever they are, you know, and it's just California. You know,
Beautiful.
so
They
there's
were in the
nothing
desert. Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I was like, in black and white, I was like, man,
Oh
that's
man,
a shot.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Just
And that
visually.
was Sam Levinson. That was
Yeah,
Sam
that's-
Levinson.
that was good.
He did the damn
He
thing.
did Euphoria as well.
So
So
you
Oh,
know,
that's
Euphoria.
right, that's right.
I'm not gonna say too much more because you know we want to keep it in the time. But Euphoria did not get the props that it's supposed
nah,
to.
speak on it.
It may not fall into the time frame of this year's
Yeah.
award because I'm not sure. But that show is freaking amazing.
It is.
man.
It is.
The dialogue, the interaction,
Yeah.
the color. That whole show is so dope. The
It is.
dialogue between like who could write that?
It is.
Writer,
Honestly, it just being a writer, you know, that person had those conversations. He had to. He had to have had those conversations. He had to have been in a voice memo just sitting there going back and forth in those conversations because those conversations are too real. It's too reactive. Like, you know, because you know the subtleties of like when you see certain things written, you're like, it doesn't feel right because that's not the way you would react.
Exactly.
You know
Or
what I'm saying?
When you get around your boys or your cousin who you haven't seen in 15 years, you automatically pick up on
Yes.
the language that
Yeah.
you use.
Exactly.
Very true.
Yo,
Exactly.
Man, 50 grand for
Yeah,
the
exactly.
microphone stand.
Exactly.
That just comes out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it was coming out in Euphoria, but it's not just the writing, it's then the actors being able to catch that. Because when I read a script, like sometimes I don't get this, man. I don't get
Yeah.
it. But then there's other times where I'm like, oh, that's my man right there. I
Yeah,
got this.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Euphoria,
It
they-
resonates, right.
and then they pick it right back up with Malcolm and Marie because that dialogue, the conversation when they're laying
Yeah.
towards the end, when they're laying on the floor,
Yeah.
right, and then there's the montage of that was a great movie. That's a movie I gotta go back and watch just from having this
Same.
conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so Josie, give us give the audience a couple, I guess, writers, directors that you feel like that are great storytellers or the way they write, it just captivates you and just makes you, it stands out to you, and I feel like there's a lot of people out there, but just give us two.
Shonda Rhimes, right?
Shonda Rhimes? And
yeah.
why?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Bridgerton alone, okay?
Okay.
And she's done, what else did she write?
Grey's Anatomy.
I was gonna say that.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Scandal, Private Practice.
You're right, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, she's
How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah. How to Get Away with Murder.
Phenomenal, because she just has all these different, she's all over. She's not just one. I love that when people are broad, like they can cover all aspects of the entertainment.
Okay.
She can write.
Life, yeah.
Oh.
And Ryan Murphy, I love him. Storyteller.
Let's
Come on.
let's pause on Ryan Murphy. We'll come back to Ryan Murphy. Who do you feel is better, Shonda Rhimes, Courtney Kemp?
Courtney Kemp, that girls trip or
No, Power.
Oh,
Power, or her catalog of
she
Grey's
doesn't
Anatomy
watch
stuff.
Power.
He's right.
Oh, okay.
But
So
Shonda Rhimes
then
got
I'm biased.
You think Shonda Rhimes got a beat as a writer?
Her dialogue.
Her dialogue.
And she does, again, she's so well-rounded. I feel like she does so many different things.
Right.
She does
Okay.
it well.
Okay.
Some of Courtney's stuff is stiff.
Okay, you believe that?
Yeah, it's stiff. It doesn't
say.
flow like.
Okay.
Like when you read, I remember reading Beloved, Toni Morrison.
Mhm.
When you open the pages and when you read, it just like flows like water.
Got it.
And Shonda Rhimes stuff really, and everything. When you talk about how to get away with murder, the way they just, they just.
It's dialogue driven.
It's very dialogue driven. If you realize like Scandal is one of the shows where they speak. They're probably like it's a 45-minute show, right? But they're probably writing about 70 pages of dialogue because it's so much. Like you realize how much they're saying, and like they're killing it. And I give props. Like that's a show that should have been nominated for a lot more stuff. Really, I know we're going all over the place, but that's one of those shows that I watched all the way to the end because it was that good.
Yeah, it was.
You know, it was really, really good.
And when you have, from an actor's perspective, when you have writing like that, it flows. Denzel talks about that about August Wilson. He
Okay.
says August Wilson walks you to the punchline. You don't have to do any acting. It's right there for you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't have to work on it. He breaks it right there for you. And that's, to me, when I listen, because now that I'm knee deep in the business, I listen to writing.
Yes.
Like I didn't care for Queen and Slim. I just didn't care for the way the dialogue flowed. It didn't
Okay.
feel real.
Yeah.
The visuals were great.
Yeah.
Some of the actors were really good. I thought what's the girl from Pose? I thought she
India Moore.
her part is not big, but I thought she was good.
She did a great job.
Yeah, but the rest of the stuff, Daniel Kaluuya, of course, is good, and the other lead, she was good, but the flow was not.
Okay.
I
The visual
agree.
was great.
You know, I don't like that kid. Like the kid that I'm sorry to say it that way, but I don't like the kid, the one that shot the cop and then got killed. In
Slim.
Queen and Slim. He was in the movie with Taraji, Proud Mary. He was also in that movie with Meek Mill. There was some big something in Philly, some big city kids, something like but they were doing bikes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't see
But he was in the New Edition flick as well. That was what he was good in. Proud of Mary, he ruined that movie.
Oh, whoa.
He ruined that movie. I'm telling you. I was telling my lady, I was like, yo, it really, really pissed me off because the kid was that bad in that movie. And they just somehow did not notice it. I don't know if the director just...
Sometimes there's nothing you can do. I mean, when they're cast and they show up on set, I can't really replace you.
You can't cut around them
I
either.
gotta go with you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Speaking of a kid, can I just say a positive kid? He was totally impressed with the kid from the Underground Bravo. Did you guys watch that?
No, I didn't
I
get to
have
see
not
Underground.
watched that
Oh,
yet.
we
Yeah.
can't.
God,
We
that kid
probably
is
should
awesome.
talk about
That's
What's
Barry
his name?
Jenkins.
I don't know the name of the little one.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah,
kid.
he was good.
He's in what you call? He's on the Michael Che. I first saw him on the Michael Che show.
You did say that.
Okay.
I was in that show, so when I watch it, I see the kid, and he was good there.
What
Michael Che
episode?
show?
What episode?
Yeah, Daniel had a
He's one of the students when the guy comes in and like,
Principal.
oh, I got my uncle. The uncle comes
Oh,
in.
okay.
It's on HBO Max.
It's on
Very
HBO
good.
Max.
Very good.
Michael Che has a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
he got-
crazy.
Yeah, you didn't see it?
I didn't see it. No.
It's like
You're
the
late,
kids,
man.
right? It's
No,
like-
I watched all his like
No,
YouTube
it's
stuff
new.
and Netflix stuff.
It
I
came
didn't
out like
get
2
a
months
show.
ago. It came out 2 months ago.
It's very good.
So it's like a series?
Comedy.
Yeah,
Sketch.
it's like
Sketch.
Funny as
sketches.
heck.
Oh, I'm gonna check it
It's
out.
like 10
Yeah.
episodes. 10
HBO
episodes.
Max.
So funny.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that.
They short. They short.
Okay, okay.
Really
that
good
kid
stuff.
is- that
Daniel
kid
does
is-
a funny scene.
Yeah,
it's
you would like it.
Hilarious. You will
Okay.
love it.
Okay,
Anyone will
okay.
love it. It's really good.
A lot of fun. But that kid, I saw him there, but when we saw him, and I was like, man, he's so good because he's not acting.
Very natural.
We're like, yo,
Okay.
and I was in a class with Marcy Phillips from ABC, and she's awesome. And you know, she's been doing it a long time. And she was like, when you want to get a guest star role, you want to leave an impact so that when you're watching a TV series, at the end of the show on Tuesday, we want to see you next Tuesday. It doesn't have to be the lead. Like you're coming back for this guy, and he
That little guy,
because he doesn't do a lot of talking.
It's everything about him though. His facial expressions, right?
Also, his facial expressions,
his delivery of
so natural.
the lines,
also,
everything.
his character.
His character was intense.
He's working for the white dude.
Okay.
So he's against all the black people.
Okay.
And whatever the white dude says, he does it, and he writes.
Got it. And it's on Underground.
Yeah, Underground.
I gotta check out Underground. I've heard so much about it. You should check out Underground as
Very
well.
good.